NBA playoffs have been super unorthodox and super entertaining. And even though it has been blowout after blowout, we are seeing 3 teams that if you asked me at the beginning of the season, do I see those teams making the conference finals? I would have told you no. We've seen game winners, we've seen tight games, and we've seen really good teams that we expect to be at the top fall. And for the 6th time in 6 years, we will be crowning a new NBA champion. For the 2010s, it was mostly the Cavs, the Warriors, and the Spurs. And let me not say the Cavs, more like LeBron. The 2000s were ran by the Spurs again and the Lakers. In the 90s, the Bulls got 6 out of the 10, and the Rockets got 2 out of the 10. Then we had the Boston Celtics and the Lakers again running the 80s. And for the longest time, I thought that was going to be replicated again by the Denver Nuggets, but after Game 7, we all know what happened. For a second, we all thought the Nuggets were finally defeated when they went down 0-2 at home, but the best player in the league had something to say about that. In games 3 through 5, Nikola Jokic finally decided to turn it up and he puts together the nastiest collection of 3 games I have ever seen. In those 3 games, he averaged 33 points a game, 2.5 steals, 1.5 blocks on 60% from the field, and he legitly had people questioning Rudy Gobert's 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Hall of Fame trajectory type of player. He had people questioning Rudy Gobert. Now, of course, that's very unfair to Rudy because Jokic is the best player in the NBA, but the Timberwolves got very lucky because they have Michael Jordan on their team. Alright, let me slow down. The Michael Jordan comparisons are kind of crazy, but Ant is one of them ones. Now, I don't want to do the Michael Jordan comparisons because honestly, Michael Jordan was really on a different level, but the charisma is there, the energy is there, the confidence is there, and this young man is only 22 and he's taking over the league. He's already led his team to a Western Conference Finals, a place where a lot of people in the NBA fail to ever even make it to. He's the full package, everything is there. He knows how to affect the game when he's not even scoring when you look at Game 7. So Timberwolves, the iron is hot right now and you have to strike it. The window was wide open. And honestly, an Anthony Edwards and Timberwolves championship would be great for the NBA, but we'll get to that. Luka magic is real. I think people underestimate how impressive this win over the OKC Thunder was. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was playing out of his mind. In this series, he averaged 32 points, 2 blocks, a steal, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, and he showed any potential data out there why he was the runner-up for MVP. The Thunder were the 1st seed, and they were top 5 in offensive rating and defensive rating, and they had the 2nd highest net rating in the whole NBA. When you hear a team is playing like that, you don't assume that they're going to be 2nd rounded. But like I said, Luka magic is real. Now, I can't deny that the Mavs weren't a real 5 seed, because after the trade deadline, they had the best record in the West, tied with the Oklahoma City Thunder. But at the same time, in most cases, you would expect OKC to win these series, and I think they were favored in the series too. Chet Holmgren, for one, even though he's a shot blocking machine, didn't have a great series. The ball got heavier, like I said. He shot 26% from 3, and the same thing happened with Jalen Williams. He put up a couple of stinkers, so the OKC Thunder did not look as good as we all expected. And can we please get Josh Giddey off that team? Please, somebody take him off of that team so they can actually hoop. Please, for the love of God. Now, moving on to the Celtics, they continue to be a well-oiled machine. There's not too much to say about them. They've dominated everybody that they faced. Now, I will be honest, they did have an easy run. They haven't been tested yet. They have the Pacers up next, which should be a good matchup for them, but they have yet to get tested yet. But honestly, I can't slack them for that because they deserve it. When you're the 1 seed, when you're the best team in the NBA, that's what you play for. You get your easy matchups, you get to the finals easily, no problem. But the Pacers ain't the team that you can just sleep on. When Halliburton is aggressive, that offense is very, very dangerous. And the Celtics, they sleep. They can lose a couple of games, but ultimately, this should be a very easy series for the Celtics. But now I want to talk about the Knicks because the Knicks got 2nd rounded when they were up 2-0 and they were up 3-2. In those instances, you were supposed to win a series every single time. The percentage of teams to come back from down 2-0 is only 7.3%, and the percentage of teams to come back from down 3-2 is only 16%. So the Knicks and the Pacers both really beat the odds. Jalen Brunson played at an historic level, and it was just very sad to see a season just die due to injuries. Becky Hammon during the middle of the season said a take that I kind of agreed with, but I'm also not scared to disagree with it. The argument was that as a small guard, you cannot be the best player on the championship team, and I've said that on this channel before. If you look at the history of all the NBA champions, all those teams are usually led by a 2-way wing or a big man. Through the first 13 games of this playoff run, Jalen Brunson joins 2 other players as the only players in NBA history to put up 420 points and 9 assists. You know who those other 2 players are? Michael Jordan and LeBron James. The argument that has been present is, do we owe Becky Hammon an apology? I'm going to go ahead and say that we don't. The Knicks didn't win the championship, and that was her argument. The thing is though, 7 out of their 9 main rotation pieces all dealt with injuries, and I haven't seen a team injury riddled like this in a long time. Does this reflect on the Tom Thibodeau coaching style? I don't know. It can be a coincidence that a team that played the whole entire game every single game gets injured like this. We've seen it before. When Tom Thibodeau was with the Bulls, those teams were always banged up and hurt, and a lot of those dudes' bodies gave out on them way sooner than expected. Luol Deng was a 2-time All-Star, and he had to retire at 33. Joakim Noah was useless after his days in Chicago. But this Knicks team is very scary. They had their window to make the conference finals. It's only going to get tougher year after year. We'll just see how the injury bug plays out next year. But there are 4 teams left. It's time to go win a championship, and there's a lot on the line for all 4 of these teams. If the Timberwolves win the championship, the Michael Jordan and Anthony Edwards comparisons are going to rise to an unorthodox level. Cat will finally get him a championship after going through hell and back in the last 9 years, and Rudy Gobert ends up being a first ballot Hall of Famer. If the Mavs win it, Luka Doncic is going to start his Hall of Fame trajectory. Kyrie gets his 2nd ring after all the controversy he went through following Cleveland. Dante Exum gets in one after beefing with him in NBA 2K15. Then he had to go overseas for a couple years, but he came back to the NBA to revive his career. That would be really cool to see. And the Mavericks would be in a great position as that team is relatively young. If the Celtics win it, Derek White finally gets his finals MVP. Okay, my bad. Let me stop. Tatum's gonna get the finals MVP because there's no way that they actually win the finals with him playing the way that he's been playing. And if the Pacers win it, all of Indiana is gonna think Tyrese Halliburton is a GOAT. Wait, how many people live in Indiana? 800,000. Wow, that's more than I expected. Pascal Siakam gets him a 2nd one. Miles Turner's been there for so long, so he deserves it. But man, the conversations about Tyrese would be insane. But my finals prediction is going to be the Timberwolves versus the Celtics. I'm sorry, Mavericks and Pacers fans. I'm not here to break it down. That's not what I do. This is just my prediction. Let me know you guys' predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, like the video, support the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate y'all so much for watching. But I'm out, man. Peace.